Time to check out this evening's Honda starting goaltenders. Both of them premier netminders in the NHL. Neither was ever drafted. Antti Niemi gets his second straight start. That's the first time that the rotation has altered from back and forth between he and Alex Stalock. Sergei Bobrovsky won the Vezina Trophy as the best goalie in the league 2 seasons ago. He's off to a good start, 3-2, 2.00. Todd McLellan, head coach of the San Jose Sharks, the winningest coach in the history of the franchise. And over on the other bench, a coach who tutored under McLellan, Todd Richards, who was an assistant here from 08 to 09 with the San Jose Sharks. And he's got the Blue Jackets heading in the right direction for a second straight season as they're coming off their best year ever. They qualified for the Stanley Cup playoffs. They had once before, but had never won a playoff game until last year when they eventually got knocked out of the first round by Pittsburgh, but still a watershed year for Columbus, and now they're trying to follow it up by getting even better. And we're underway here in this first of 2 meetings between these 2 teams that used to be in the same conference, but Columbus moved to the East last year. Ryan Johansson, their outstanding 22-year-old center iceman wearing number 19, getting the first shot of the game, and now the recovery back in the defensive zone by Columbus.
Yeah, Johansson wears 19. His favorite player and his idol growing up, Joe Thornton, so special night for him whenever he gets to play against Jumbo.
Sent in now into the Shark zone as Marc-Edouard Vlasic gets it to his defense partner, Justin Braun. The Sharks have, well, really encountered their first adversity of this young season, having lost their last 2 games on the road trip. They were shut out at Madison Square Garden 4-0 by the Rangers. And then the other night in Boston, the Sharks had a lead after 2 periods but couldn't hold it and lost 5-3 to the Bruins.
And we've said all along we're going to find out about the leadership core and the makeup of this team once they hit a little bit of a speed bump, and they've hit one right now. We'll see how they respond tonight.
James Shepard tried to steer that in the direction of Tomas Hertl. It ended up at the net. Bobrovsky to the boards. Now Shepard trying to recover. He's playing in just his 2nd game of the season. At the first part of the year on the injured list. Played down in Worcester in the American League for a couple of games to get into condition. And now he's back in there, slotted in that spot on this 3rd line with Tomas Hertl and Uriah Hayes. We'll get to the rest of the lineup in a moment and point out any changes. Here's Joe Thornton now, the other number 19, and a good back check there by the Blue Jackets. Cam Atkinson got it away from Thornton.
Joe's got to shoot there. It's early in the game. Get a shot on net. He's got guys going to the net.
Atkinson back the other way with the puck. That's wide. Burns trying to scoop it up the boards. Now Matt Nieto can't handle it as it comes back to Cam Atkinson. Played around by Cody Golobev, number 29 on defense. Here's Thornton defensively now, and he gets it out wide. Pavelski kind of jammed as he tried to clear that one in a little deeper than it went. Fedor Tyutin, and now back across as Tyutin on that defensive end with Golobev. Big hit down in the corner, dished out by Michael Chaput for Columbus, one of their rookies. Chaput playing at center ice for Todd Richards tonight. As we said, this starts a road trip for the Blue Jackets through California, but they've been off since Saturday, so they might even be beyond rested. They might be bored, and now we've got a scrap at center, and Jared Bull catches Andrew Desjardins off balance, and the linesmen jump in there right away, and Desjardins a little upset that they did, or maybe he's upset that Bull went after him, and Desjardins, I think, is upset that they didn't let he and Bull sort it out.
Well, Desjardins finished his check a couple of times, and we're going to see Desjardins and Bull drops his gloves right away. Desjardins never really got going. He kind of lost his balance there, and he's going to be looking for an instigator. We'll see what the refs call.
While we sort that out, let's look at our starting lines brought to you by Xfinity. There's Thornton between Pavelski and the rest of the group. Couture centering that line with Wingles and Marleau. Shepard there, as we mentioned, with Hayes and Hertl. In the 4th line tonight has Desjardins with Burish, and Ty McGinn gets back in there. John Scott with the night off. Vlasic and Braun, they're pretty much always together. Irwin and Burns making up a defense pair, and the 3rd pair, Hannon and Jason Demers. So not in the lineup tonight, along with John Scott, Mirko Mueller, and Chris Tierney, the rookies who didn't play in Boston either. And of course, still on injured reserve are A couple of Sharks, Mike Brown and Tyler Kennedy.
This Columbus team, the youngest team in the NHL. Their average age is 25.9. Sharks average age 27.7, 14th in the NHL.
So fighting majors to both Bowl and Desjardins. No instigator handed out. And we stay 5 on 5. Andrew Desjardins been front and center over the past week when it comes to fisticuffs. He had a scrap on the road trip against Jordan Tutu in the first game against Washington, then also dropped the gloves with Tanner Glass with the New York Rangers. Here's a shot from well out, kick save by Niemi. Blue Jackets get it back, Jack Johnson. And that one deflects off Marlowe's stick up into the mesh and out of play as we now check the lines for Todd Richards and the Columbus Blue Jackets. And there's the big one, Joe Hansen centering Foligno and Scott Hartnell. And Scott Hartnell, Jamie, a big pickup for the Blue Jackets in the offseason in a trade.
Well, after 7 years in Philadelphia, but as we look at this lineup for Columbus, riddled with injuries. Nathan Horton injured with a bad back, out indefinitely. Brandon Dubinsky's out indefinitely with a lower body injury. Ryan Murray, defenseman. Boone Jenner, centerman, out with a hand injury probably for 5 weeks. And then a young kid, Sonny Milano, he's out with an upper body injury indefinitely. So they are giving an opportunity for a lot of young guys, different guys, to get opportunity for ice time that maybe they wouldn't get because of the injuries.
And their backup goalie, Curtis McElhenney, is also out with an injury, so they were forced to call up Anton Forsberg from the American League. He has not appeared in a game so far this season, as Bobrovsky, as you would think, has received the majority of the work. Don't be surprised if Bob, as they call him in Columbus, ends up getting about 70 starts out of the 82 this year for the Blue Jackets. Brent Burns now up ice for Matt Nieto. We're scoreless here in the first period. Thornton gains the zone. Now he'll set up on the half boards across for Irwin. Takes it off the boards, drives it to the net. Bobrovsky a save, a rebound, and Burns will jump in and keep it moving for the Sharks. But a good effort by Columbus there as Matt Calvert got in. That prevented Burns from getting that puck deep. Now the Blue Jackets after it. Alexander Wenberg, a rookie, number 41. There's a shot from the right wing by Atkinson that goes off the skate and come back to Fedor Tutin in his own zone. Both teams change on the fly. We're just about 4.5 minutes into this one in a scoreless first period, as the Sharks have been on the road for 5 in a row. In fact, for 6 of their first 7. They get this one here tonight. Then Saturday afternoon, Buffalo's here, and then the Sharks go right back on the road again for 3 more. In fact, 16 of the first 21 will be played on the road for this team.
Afternoon game on Saturday means we have to pack tomorrow. Quick turnaround for this team.
Now Tutin reaching out for it under some pressure with Shepard still in the zone. And reaching out was Hannon to try and knock it down. It gets past him, but the Blue Jackets are changing on the fly behind the play.
Well, this Blue Jackets team, despite the injuries, they've played with a lot of structure, and they've been very competitive all year. They know their identity. This is a hard-working hockey team.
Now Adam Burish sets up, shoots, and scores! Adam Burish, his first of the year, and the Sharks lead 1-0.
Well, sometimes got to feed the chickens, and that's what Adam Burish just did. Coming down that far side, kind of fools Bobrovsky. Adam Burish, a right-handed shot coming down that left side, and he just quick shot. I'm going to take a look at Burish, head up, picked his spot and placed it perfectly. Bobrovsky came down. That was just too good of a shot for him. He went down just as he was going down. Burish's puck was going over his left shoulder, top corner. Sharks fourth line, giving the Sharks a 1-0 lead.
That's Burish's first goal since March 5th of this, not this past season, but of 2013. That's 48 games ago. And Adam Burish, a long time coming, as he had an injury-plagued season last year. In fact, haunted him right into the Stanley Cup playoffs. But Burish gets his first from Demers at 5:11. And the Sharks again have the first goal of the game, something they've done now in 6 of the 8 games they've played so far this year.
And they've gotten a win in every one of those games. We had a shootout or a point in every one of those games. The San Jose Sharks. That's a great start for the San Jose Sharks. You're going to see Burish, look at his head is up, looking off, guys going to the net. That's one where Bobrovsky probably could have come out a little bit deeper, but At the same point, the D back in, and that's when you get a center lane drive and the weak side winger drive in the net, that backs up the D. That created a little more space for Burish to step into that offensive zone and have time to pick his spot. And then it was just a great hard velocity and perfect placement.
Now Tommy Wingels had a solid road trip. And Marleau will send it back to Matt Irwin. Settles the bouncing puck and up for Couture. There's Wingels with a shot right to the stick of Bobrovsky. Couture checked by Foligno. Gets it right out front. And that came off a Columbus skate. Goes back to Foligno at center. Top line for the Blue Jackets. They go offside. I believe it was Johansson getting in just a half a stride early. Adam Burish with a big first goal of the game. To the game with Jamie Baker, who's inside the glass.
First key tonight, outnumber in layers. To do that, you have to be skating, you have to establish and re-establish body position, but when you outnumber, you've got a much better chance of winning battles. And the second one is crisp execution for 60 minutes. And San Jose hasn't done it. You talked to Marleau and Couture this morning, they're saying, we need to play 60 minutes. It cost them in Boston in the third period. That's what they're looking for tonight.
1-0 Sharks on the goal by Adam Burish, who was a 9th-round draft pick of the Blackhawks back in 2002. Talk about defying the odds and not just making it to the NHL drafted that deep, but having a prolific career, including a Stanley Cup championship with the Hawks back in 2010. And a nice feel-good moment for Burish here to get that opening goal. And there's a chance there for Mark Letestu, and he fired that one just wide in a prime scoring area there, just into the right of the San Jose slot.
Well, as far as scoring first, you hope the trend continues tonight. Columbus 3-0 this year when they score first, 0-2 when the opponent scores first.
And a stoppage in play here as some discussion going on with the linesmen and the referees to make sure that they have everybody on the ice that's supposed to be on the ice after the icing call. As you look at Todd Richards, who received a new 2-year contract extension over the summer. Obviously, ownership and management very happy with the strides this team took last year, getting to the Stanley Cup playoffs, making it a series with Pittsburgh, coming up with a couple of wins in that best of 7. And now, once they get healthy, and that's the key for the Blue Jackets, getting healthy, things ought to get a lot better right now. As you mentioned earlier, Jamie, they're missing their number 2 center, Brandon Dubinsky, and their top left winger in Jenner Boone. He's got a broken hand. That's just to name 2, but those are 2 top 6 forwards.
Absolutely.
Thornton, Vlasic, turns the corner, and then the poke check knocks it away. Good defensive play by Scott Hartnell. Now a possible 2-on-1, but Braun got to that, and it bounces off Hartnell back to Justin Braun.
Going back to Todd Richards, well-deserved 2-year extension. This team has bought into what he's trying to deliver, and they're following through. They play hard for each other and for the coaching staff.
Now the Sharks with an advantage here as a defender for Columbus has a broken stick. Demers shoots it right into the middle, looking for a tip from Shepard. Good puck recovery by Burish. Sharks still with it in the zone. Hannon, the one-timer, and that deflects wide to the near boards. Now Columbus with a chance to move it out of danger, and they do up to center. It's Calvert. And he gives it right back to Shepard. Sharks trying to get a quick re-entry. And that one rolls off Tootin's stick. That could have been trouble for the Blue Jackets. Calvert can't get it by. Comes to him. He'll turn it back up ice. And now Columbus on the attack. Calvert, the pass for Atkinson. Batted away by Shepard. And Ty McGinn, who's back in the lineup, slides it down for a line change.
Atkinson having a good start to this season for Columbus. 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points, +2.
1-0 Sharks. If you've just joined us, Adam Burish with not only his first goal of the season, but his first goal since the 2013 season. Now Logan Couture. That's taken back by former first-rounder Jack Johnson. And the now veteran defenseman sends it back in. Matt Irwin, head up, handing it off to Marleau. That handcuffed him a bit with the backhand. Johnson back around for David Savard. And now Wingels just slides that to the net. He didn't have the angle to get much on that. Still not a bad play. Put it off Bobrovsky's pass. Marleau, the back pass. Burns wheels around. Shoots. Bobrovsky, the blocker save. Adams cracked Cracknell, who the Blue Jackets picked up on waivers from the Islanders right before the start of the season. Out there in his first game for Columbus. And now a pass up the middle, and a shot fought up by Niemi with his blocker as he denies Michael Chaput.
Cracknell played an exhibition game earlier this year in San Jose with the LA Kings, as we see one of the better chances from the night for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Niemi comes out. Nice little turnaround by Chaput. Nice little, I was going to say shoulder, I'm going to call it a right elbow save. Niemi gets that right arm up there. This is the first time that we have seen a goalie play in back-to-back games. Antti Niemi, he played last game in Boston.
Now Vlasic on the face-off win by the Sharks. Top line on for San Jose, but it's top line versus top line. Johansson couldn't get hold of that. And fired back in by Tim Eriksson, number 20 in white.
I don't know what Johansson did to stay in shape, but whatever it was impressive. He signed just a few days before the regular season, and he has been on fire. 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points this year.
Who needs training camp?
Yeah, that's what he's thinking.
An extended holdout. They tried all summer to get a deal done with him, of course a restricted free agent. And they finally agreed to that bridge contract.
Well, bridge plus 1 basically.
Yep.
2 years at $3 million, and then his third year goes up to $6 million. Kind of sets him up. If he plays well, he'll be set up for life.
Well, just to qualify him after that last year,
really set up.
$6 million plus 10% just to qualify him coming out of that second contract. Letestu, and a penalty coming up here. I think it's going to be to the Sharks, and I believe it's going to be to Uriah Hayes. Columbus will have a power play when we come back to SAP Center. Back to October 23rd of 2010. And Tero Niittymaki in goal for the Sharks on that night. Made 21 saves, and 6 different Sharks scored in a 6-1 win over Edmonton. And those 6 were the most the Sharks ever scored at Edmonton. Joe Pavelski leading the way that night with a goal and 2 assists. And Logan Couture had the game winner in that one, the 25th of his career. Well, he has 25, but he had a game winner that night.
There's a name from the past.
Wonder where Antero is now. I'm going to guess back in Finland.
Yes.
There's James Wisniewski now. He was the second leading scorer for the Blue Jackets last year. Wisniewski, a defenseman after Johansson. And the pass kind of explodes off Jack Johnson's stick. He was just trying to touch pass it over to Wisniewski on this power play with Uriah Hayes off for holding. And good work there on the denied entry by the Blue Jackets.
Wisniewski last year, 7 goals, 44 assists.
And now Couture shooting the gap. And shoots that one wide as it skipped through the goal crease. Wingles, and that one comes through with Couture screening in front. And a couple of good chances shorthanded here on the Shark penalty kill. Now Jack Johnson will bounce this one through to Niemi, and he will just hold it and take a face-off in the defensive zone. 59 seconds left in the power play.
Logan Couture, I thought he was the best player on the ice last game. You see him go to the front of the net. He's got a nice tip goal last game, and this was a pretty good shorthanded opportunity. He was tied up, so he didn't really have perfect position from seeing the puck and facing the play and getting his stick on it like he did against Boston, but still a good shorthanded scoring chance for the Sharks.
You see Andrew Desjardins back on the bench there. He and Jared Bold came out of the penalty box a couple of shifts ago after their scrap early in this one.
There's the potential of round 2 between those 2 guys.
Marleau intercepts a pass in the neutral zone off the stick of Johansson and slides it back down. Bobrovsky, who won the Vezina 2 seasons ago, didn't put up quite as good numbers last year, but as it turned out, the Blue Jackets had a better season. Finished, as you said earlier, 7th seed in the East, and won a couple of playoff games in the opening round.
The finalist for the Vezina 2 years ago was Antti Niemi.
Neither of those were finalists last year when Tuukka Rask took the honors. Finalists were Ben Bishop along with Tuukka Rask and Semyon Varlamov from Colorado. Johansson a shot, and Niemi tracked him all the way and made that save. That's just awareness of Ryan Johansson, and good work there by Niemi on that stop, and now Columbus offside. And that's it for the power play.
Now, that's perfect timing from the Sharks standpoint, clearing the puck and get an offside just as Hayes came out of the penalty box, so they can get 5 fresh guys, get the matchup they want. Todd McLellan, of course, has last change. Doesn't have it much here in the first quarter of the season. You know, you talk about you don't have a lot of practices, 16 of the first 21 games on the road, but you don't get last change. The centerman has to put his stick in second when you're on the road. So this is a tough stretch for the San Jose Sharks. I tell you, they've come out and played real well. A lot of energy on the ice, good energy on the bench tonight.
Demers picked up the assist on that Burrish goal. His play of the road trip offensively was that beautiful pass to Tomas Hertl on Long Island when Hertl got his goal on the trip. Here's Demers up in the offensive zone behind the goal line, supporting the forwards. And a penalty coming up here as Teuton just put down Hertl. This call is going to go against Columbus just as soon as they control the puck, but the Sharks have it back. Nieto with Niemi out of the net now for an extra attacker. Thornton trying to get a pass back through to Hannon. And that'll be taken by the Blue Jackets, and now we'll get the penalty call. It's going to be a high stick against the Blue Jackets.
I'm going to keep an eye on the lines, Randy. We saw Nieto and Hertl out there with Thornton, so not sure if that's because Pavelski was out.
11 high stick, 2 minutes.
Out there penalty killing, but it'll be something we'll keep an eye on.
Calvert gets the deuce for high sticking at 13:37.
Jason Demers down there pinching. And there's the high stick right down low. You see the ref put his hand up. Good job by Tomas Hertl. Sharks go on their first power play of the night.
6 for 26 on the year. And it's a Cache Creek power play. The only home game before tonight was game number 2 of the season when the Sharks hosted the Winnipeg Jets back on the 11th of October. They won that game 3-0, but they went 0 for 8 that night on the power play. So they haven't scored a power play goal at home yet. Here's Couture to Pavelski trying to change that. Bobrovsky made the save.
0 for 8 was, I'd say it was a blemish. It was more like a stain, but Sharks have they've scored a power play goal 4 of the last 5 games. It's been clicking well.
Thornton off on the wing. The shot by Burns. Had a jam. Couture back for Thornton. They'll go up top to Pavelski. Back for Thornton. Attacking from the right wing. The left shot, Thornton. Down low for Couture. Marlowe's in front. Here's Thornton. Touch pass. Pavelski shot. Bobrovsky the save. And the rebound cleared by Johnson.
Good execution by the Sharks. Strong side over to the left of Bobrovsky. Then they work it down low, trying to set up that one-timer. Pavelski. Good pad save.
First unit stays on here for the Sharks. Feder Teuton. And Thornton, nice work getting that puck back.
So win those battles in the power play.
Burns, he'll shield it from Letestu. Now back up to Couture. Logan shoots, score! It's Joe Pavelski, and it's 2-0 Sharks.
Puck retrieval. Win the battles. Now you have the puck. Then you can set up. You set up and you've got this type of talent out on the ice. Then it's time to just blast it away. Couture, he's got time and he fires it to the front of the net. Pavelski, he's showing off his inner Logan Couture in front of the net. And a great tip, feet wide, stick out front. Pavelski with the goal, Couture with the assist, but it all starts with that board battle win on the sideboards. Great execution by the San Jose Sharks.
And the second assist goes to Patrick Marleau, the 500th assist of his NHL career. So it's Pavelski on the power play as the shot is saved by Niemi off the stick of Atkinson. Pavelski's third from Couture and Marleau at 14:44. Vlasic has to turn quickly, pressured. And still battling in there with Braun alongside him. Andrew Desjardins, the centerman, back to assist. And he'll stick handle his way through traffic over to Braun. And then he goes offside. The big Pavelski. Great work in front of the Columbus net to make it 2-0. A couple of milestones of note. Joe Pavelski getting his 3rd goal of the season. Earlier on the trip, Joe Thornton got his 1,200th career point. Patrick Marleau gets his 500th career assist, trailing only Thornton. After that, Owen Nolan and Joe Pavelski.
But that gap between second and third is incredible. 255 more assists than Owen Nolan, who had an amazing career for the San Jose Sharks.
2-0 Sharks, and even strength goal from Adam Burish on a great shot. And then excellent work on the power play, and now Couture has it to Wingels. Saved by Bobrovsky, rebound Marleau, and Bobrovsky hung in there and made that second save, but a good chance again as the Sharks very hungry in the offensive zone.
Well, if there was any concern about the Sharks having played 3 games in 4 nights and then flying home from Boston Tuesday night, arriving around 2 a.m., which is 5 a.m. Eastern time, they've thwarted all that. They've come out and attacked, they've been aggressive. And Bobrovsky was forced to make another good save to keep this score at 2-0 for the Sharks.
And that gives the Sharks their 7th power play goal in their first 8 games. Johansson for Columbus. And now Jack Johnson sends it ahead off the stick of Nick Foligno. Niemi. Good job to wrist that off the glass. It almost sent either Wingels or Marleau free, but the Blue Jackets able to keep it in, and now it's cleared back into Columbus territory. Won't be icing here. The puck doesn't get to the goal line in time. Wingels, good forecheck on Johnson. Now Shepherd getting all over the other defender back there, David Savard. Taken by Jared Bull, and he can't get it out. Shepherd from the wing. Back check there by Cracknell for Columbus. And now the bodies are flying as Cracknell tries to work it off the boards. It is Tomas Hertl. He's leaned on by Savard. Chopping at it is Chaput. Shepherd on his backhand to Hertl on his forehand. And he's tripped up, and a penalty to the Blue Jackets.
Put your hard hats on, get your lunch pail, go to work, and that's what the Sharks' third line just did out there.
Columbus minor penalty hooking.
Good shift by Shepherd, Hertl, and Raya Hayes. Tomas Hertl draws his 2nd penalty of the night. We're going to see him just battle for position. And he gets hooked from behind by Chaput, and the Sharks get to go back on the power play. That's a good job establishing. You talk about outnumbering in layers. That's what Hertl just did. We had a couple of San Jose Sharks down there. He had good body position, forces the defender to hook him. Sharks on the power play.
Sharks had a good matchup there. Their 3rd line against the Blue Jackets' 4th, and Boll, who had the fighting penalty earlier with Desjardins, is back in the box for hooking, and the Sharks are back on the power play again, where they just scored on the goal by Pavelski. Here's Brent Burns off to a great offensive start from the blue line in his return to defense. A goal and 8 points for Burns so far. And he's got the puck at the line now. Couture, hard pass to Thornton. Burns had to take it backhand. Now Thornton kicks it up to his stick. Marleau, fake. He tried to feed Thornton cutting through the middle. Couture, Burns, Marleau, across, shot, saved by Bobrovsky, and Burns was able to pull the trigger.
Great second effort by Couture keeping the puck alive.
And here's Pavelski's shot saved by Bobrovsky, who will smother this with the glove.
Well, 2:16 left in the period, 1:07 left in Chaput's penalty, which was a hooking penalty, and some more good execution. And Logan Couture is keeping that puck in, moves it back. Good puck movement by the Sharks. Bobrovsky came all the way. Did he ever get across fast there? Logan Couture is a left-handed shot. Takes him a little longer to load it when you're on the left side, to the right of Bobrovsky in that situation. That extra split second allowed Bobrovsky to go over and make the save.
Off a face-off win, the Jackets get a clear. That's Artem Anisimov out on the penalty kill, number 42 for Columbus, but the Sharks get it past him with a nice stretch pass. Hertl now takes it off the boards, turns from pressure. Now has a little more time to emerge. He'll scoot across the line. Hand it off to Irwin. And Irwin again. He'll load up, play it off the boards for Hertl. Demers, his stick fractures, and now Hertl's going to have to get back to defend. No, Anissimov's just going to dump it down as Columbus needs a change. Sharks out shooting the Blue Jackets right now, 13 in this first period.
That's indicative of the play in this game and the scoring chances and the score being 2-0.
Burns. Shot saved by Bobrovsky. What a deceptive release by Brent Burns as he used the defender as a screen. And Bobrovsky with a nifty stop.
Well, I'd analyze it, but you already did. The word deceptive explains it perfectly.
McGinn in from center ice as the power play's over. Boll comes back on out of the penalty box, but the Sharks still on the attack. McGinn tried to shovel it up Thornton's way. But the Blue Jackets have it. Chaput sends it across inside the final minute of this opening period. Burrish. Desjardins after it, but it's scooped around by Golobev as Foligno pulls away from Burrish.
Some good minutes here for the Sharks' fourth line. Coach giving them some confidence. Scoring a goal early in the game right here in the last minute of the period.
Now a shot from well out off the stick of Golobev, handled routinely by Antti Niemi, who has not seen a whole lot of incoming in this opening period. Only the 5th shot on goal by the Blue Jackets.
Yeah, that's an easy save for Niemi. Saw it all the way. You could see Demers kind of back out, allowing Niemi. Didn't want to screen his goalie.
Sharks have now outscored the opponent 10-1 in the first period this year.
Well, considering the winning percentage of teams in the NHL that score first are between 67 and 70%. It's about 70. You get chance of getting at least a point, meaning losing a game in overtime or the shootout. It goes up to about 73%. So San Jose giving themselves an opportunity in the games that they're scoring first, and their first period play has been phenomenal. That speaks volumes about the word preparation.
Foligno trying to get it away from Vlasic on the boards. Thornton for Uriah Hayes. Hayes busts across the line. Hayes with a shot, and Bobrovsky the save. No rebound. He's got it in the net, but you love Uriah Hayes taking it hard down that right wing side and then putting a decent shot on net.
Well, the one thing you don't want to do, especially late in a period, is when you're coming down and you're on a bad angle, you don't want to miss the net you don't want to miss the net from that angle at all, because you're going to break the other team out. So that is a great heads-up, smart play by Hayes. It was almost like he was shooting. It wasn't necessarily shooting to score. Just get it on net, because you don't want to break the other team out, and there could be the possibility of a rebound. I like that. Smart play by Hayes.
Pavelski stands in the face-off circle against Letestu, wins the draw. Quick shot, Bobrovsky again. Forced to make a save, and that was great execution by the Sharks there. Win the draw, go side to side, and get that hard one-timer from Burns.
We're going to take a look at the prison net cam. Bobrovsky comes out right at the top of the blue page. Good save. No rebound. Sharks, by the way, 13th in the NHL in face-offs, coming in tonight at 50.4. Blue Jackets, 55%, 4th. So we're going to keep an eye on that face-off circle tonight. First battle of every shift.
Burns almost kept that in after the initial win of the draw by the Blue Jackets. Now Thornton can't get it deep. Letestu trying from well out. That was over the glove of Niemi, and that'll do it for a very good first period in their comeback off a long road trip game for the San Jose Sharks. They get goals from Burrish and Pavelski and skate off with the lead. 2-0 Sharks coming up on the Ram Intermission Report. We'll check in with our Sportsnet Central studios. Brody Brazil and Curtis Brown are standing by there. And then we're back here. Jamie Baker will talk to Adam Burrish.
It's great execution. Overload on one side, move it to the other, move down, back up high in front of the net. 2-0 Sharks.
Pavelski now with 3 goals and 7 points on the year, and there's his career against Columbus. Not the first time he's put a power play goal past a Blue Jacket netminder. By the way, we were referencing Antero Niittymaki, and we put our top people on it. Nitti is now a goaltending scout in Europe for the Philadelphia Flyers. So if you were on the Niittymaki watch, you can get off it. We now know where he is.
What do retired goaltenders do?
Yeah,
They
become scouts.
Either that, goaltending coaches, or announcers.
There's a shot, and that one might have gone off the skate of Johnson as the Sharks come right back out to start this second period, and they are on the attack.
Look for a pushback here from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Not the first period they would have wanted.
And the Sharks come in again. Couture, shot, Bobrovsky the save. And the rebound swept clear to the near boards.
This defense just backing up too much there.
Foligno will leave it for Scott Hartnell. His backhander through the crease wide. Hartnell wearing the unfamiliar number 43. Here's Foligno. And Savard had his stick taken by Thornton. Here's Burns in a foot race. Gets there, he's grabbed onto and draws a penalty. Sharks will have a power play. Right now they've got the bonus time as Niemi comes out again. Thornton on the boards. Back across, settled for Burns. His shot comes right back off the boards to Thornton. Joe has a look and it's intercepted by Atkinson. And now the Sharks go on a third straight power play.
Well, you have a 2-0 lead after a good period. First period, you need to reestablish your game, and they do that. Burns up ice. He just uses his speed, his size, and his strength to draw that holding penalty. Sharks back on the power play for the third time.
It's Wisniewski who will cool his heels for the next 2 minutes or less. 1:23 time of the holding penalty. Third Sharks power play. They're 1 for 2 on the tip goal by Pavelski. Thornton's going to be tossed out of the circle. Marleau, who's taken a lot of draws early in the season, gets that one right across in Joe's neighborhood, but it's cleared down by Columbus. Until tonight, Columbus had not allowed a power play goal all year. They were a perfect 11 for 11 on the kill. This is Marleau. And not the kind of entry the Sharks wanted, but they will get it in. Unconventional as it is off a skate. Now trying to get set up, and they will up top to Burns. And across for Couture. Back for Burns. He's got Pavelski wide on the right. Gives it to Thornton. Joe down for Marleau. Couldn't catch it first time. Able to recover it though. Burns. And across for Marleau. Hard to his backhand. That's a tough pass to control, but he did a pretty good job nonetheless.
He hadn't set in his position yet, Marleau.
Burns, one-timer, Bobrovsky the save, and then Thornton goes flying through the crease in front of it.
Another power play shot for Burns. And the Sharks had that 4-minute power play last game. At the end of the game against Boston, they had 5 power play shots. Burns had them all. Tuukka Rask snubbed him out every single time. Bobrovsky just did.
Now second unit on. Nieto to center. Hurdle takes it, turns, and now he'll head up ice. Still 40 to go on the San Jose power play. They're up 2-0. Hurdle. And holding his ground is Demers, but then he lost the puck. And back come the Blue Jackets. A shot and a save by Niemi off Anisimov. Artem Anisimov with a great short-handed bid there by the Blue Jackets. Nieto across for Wingels. And he can't get it set. And the Blue Jackets will come out and up ice again. Jack Johnson, the defenseman, gets to the net, wraps it around, chips in front, and just missing was Atkinson. That's a good short-handed attack by Columbus. Now Wisniewski's out of the box, and there's a delayed penalty to the Sharks. Atkinson on the wing. Golovev. Atkinson back across, Wisniewski to the far side. Here's Wisniewski, the big shot from the point. He kind of finesses this one in for Teuton. And Teuton sends it out of the zone, but Columbus still with possession, so no whistle yet. And after all this, the Blue Jackets will have the man advantage. Fedor Teuton at the side of the net. Atkinson, a shot on the pass from Wenberg. Now it's to the right point. Golovev again.
This is adding on to their. This is a 6-on-5. It's the equivalent of a power play. And an extra 20 seconds there.
Finally goes out onto the Columbus bench, and now we'll get the penalty call finally as Demers will go off.
No, not a shift Demers is going to remember.
San Jose number 5, minor penalty holding.
Well, he actually will remember it because he'll be watching it tomorrow on video. And there's the hold right there. You can see that hand just get wrapped around a little bit, and if the ref has a good sight line on it, they're going to call that. If your hand is off the bottom of your stick and you get it in front of the other guy, they will likely call it.
That's Demers' first minor penalty of the season. Sharks had drawn 3 penalties in a row. Now this one goes against them, and the Sharks' 23rd ranked penalty kill goes to work. That's an area for improvement early here in the year.
Percentages are a little askew early in the season. Just there's not enough reps out there, but they definitely want to clean up the penalty kill.
Wisniewski trying to shovel it over to Savard, who has to slap it around. And here's Johansson. Tried to go middle for Hartnell. And that's slapped down.
The Sharks last year were 6th in the NHL in penalty kill at 84.9%. So it's definitely something they need to improve on.
Foligno. Now Scotty Hartnell back for Nick Foligno. And that goes off Burns' stick to Desjardins. He'll get it out.
Great stick by Burns. Good support by Desjardins, and Burris forced them down low below the goal line. So all in all, good execution in the D zone by the Sharks. Got a high stick on Columbus.
High touch, I think.
High touch, yeah. High stick, high touch.
That faceoff will stay in the Blue Jackets zone as Todd Richards, the head coach of Columbus, looks on.
I talked to him, and he knows he's established himself as an NHL coach. You could just talking to him, his experience. He said that he obviously disappointed at all the injuries, but he just loves the way these guys have bought into the structure, and he knows what this team is about. It's about competing every single night. They don't cheat out there, the Blue Jackets. They make you earn every front.
Back to work. 45 left on this power play. Anisimov at the side. Now back to the blue line, and the shot from there by Savard just wide. Anisimov in front, and he just about had Atkinson.
Good job by Pavelski and Marleau. Collapsing down low in the defensive zone, creating an outnumbered situation in front of the net, getting a good clear.
Quick re-entry by Columbus as Wenberg, number 41, with it. Through the skates of Anisimov, Justin Braun now. And he will just force that out past David Savard.
Burris had a soft pick down there, allowing Braun to come behind the net.
Demers out of the box. Shot handled by Niemi. Kept in at the point by Fedor-Tutin. That's knocked down by Desjardins. And Burris will skate ahead now. He's got Demers with him. Demers trying to get that pass through Tutin back through to Burris. And Fedor-Tutin now will control for Columbus. Sharks have their first penalty kill of the hockey game as Jack Skilly sends it in for Columbus. Burns backhands it away with Testu back ahead for Skilly. Skilly given a shot down in the corner by Irwin. Hurdle dumps it in. Bobrovsky, good footwork there to get to that puck and try to help his defense get it out. Didn't work that time. Back to this side is Golobev. And the Sharks again at center ice as Hurdle will pass it across. Steered in by Shepard. That one hit Tutin. Here's a chance for Tomas Hurdle. And Bobrovsky with the glove save. Tomas Hurdle with a chance. Brian McDonald's True Stories, talking Jody Shelley, who enjoyed a 627-game NHL career. Parts of 3 seasons here in San Jose with the Sharks, where he was a fan favorite. Those legendary battles with many of the tough customers in the NHL. And there's Jody. He's in the house tonight. Just this spring named the color TV analyst for the Columbus Blue Jackets, where he works with another of our colleagues, the great Jeff Rimmer.
He's got a smile on his face up there in the broadcast booth that looked like he had blood all over his face. He didn't care. Love it. What a great guy.
I want to send our best regards on to Bill Davidge, who's working in the Blue Jackets studio back in Columbus tonight. He's been battling illness this season, but we're happy to hear that he's up and working this game tonight on the Columbus telecast. All our best to Bill Davidge.
Oh boy, Bill.
Faceoff coming here in the Columbus zone. Sharks with a 2-0 lead on goals in the first period from Adam Burrish, his first, and Joe Pavelski on the power play, his third. 20-8, the shots in favor of the Sharks as Nieto almost scooped that one around for another goal. That just missed. Tootin, trouble in the corner. And Thornton gets it from him to Pavelski and on to Hannon. Back for Joe Pavelski. He tried to steer it to the point for Nieto, who's back defending. Adam Cracknell comes back the other way. He puts one on net, and that's off Niemi's stick and out of play.
Matty Nieto, points in his first 3 games. Trying to get out to Schneid here. Hasn't had a point in the last 4. Goes to the front of the net. Just a quick wrapper or kind of spin around the shot. Just missed the far post. You see the prison net cam. Bobrovsky coming out. Goalies now, they take away that bottom part of the net. Nieto didn't have enough time there to really corral the puck, get it onto the heel of your stick, and then roof it. Try and go top corner. The stick blade was closed and that kept the puck low.
Now a turnover as the Sharks' Patrick Marleau gets it down for Wingle, supported by Couture. Logan tried to take it around the net, but Johansson got it away. Now here's Ryan Johansson, 22 years of age, goes to the net and scores! Johansson found an opening with a tricky backhand, and it's 2-1.
Well, if anybody's wondering the future of this franchise, who they're looking to, look no further. What a power move. This guy, 6'3", 233 pounds. He just comes around Justin Braun. I mean, Justin Braun is one of the more elite defensemen in the league. And he just powers around, kind of just a stutter step, and then goes short side. That's one Niemi'd like to have back. Niemi goes down. I think Niemi backed into that post a little. He didn't have to back in as much because Johansson wasn't going to be able to cut across the top of the crease. So that's one Niemi'd like to have, but we got to give this kid some kudos. What a goal.
He had 33 goals and 63 points last year. And now here's Thornton. And his backhander saved by Bobrovsky. And back come the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now it's out of play. And the 2 number 19s putting on a show. First Johansson, then Jumbo Joe Thornton.
And this is Thornton. That's a quick response. And he just misses on the backhand.
Johansson's goal was his 4th from Hartnell and Foligno. That line has been on fire early in the season for the Blue Jackets. So the lead's cut in half as the Blue Jackets score on their 9th shot of the game.
He had a breakout year last year, Johansson. In his first 2 years, he played 107 games, 14 goals, 33 points. Last year, his 3rd year, 82 games, 33 goals. He had as many goals last year as he had points his first 2, and he had 30 assists for 66 points. And he is a blossoming all-star in the NHL.
And he is a package, 6'3", 223 pounds, and just 22 years of age. Thornton with a steal as the Blue Jackets kind of running around in their own end a little bit here. Now Burns loses his stick. Here's a chance for Atkinson. And he has to back away. Well defended there by Matt Irwin. Did he do a job on Atkinson? Still not out of trouble, though. Wisniewski. Burns doesn't have a stick. Thornton deflects that shot. Now Pavelski gives Burns his stick, so at least your D-man has one back there. Atkinson in front. Calvert shot just over the net. And he'll get to his own rebound. Sends it back to the point for Wisniewski. Wisniewski back across for Jack Johnson. Sharks are down a stick. Pavelski can't defend quite the same way without one. Now back up top, Johnson. Back skates, trying to find a shooting lane. Passes instead. Wisniewski off on the wing. And finally tipped out by Burns with Joe Pavelski's stick.
This Columbus team, they're into it now. They're engaged. They got that goal by Johansson. The whole team was standing up on that sequence. They sense a momentum shift in this game. San Jose is going to have to try and re-attack and get that momentum back.
Burns lifts it in. Uriah Hayes tracking it down against Petter Tootin. Business picking up here in the second. 2-1. We're past the halfway point of the game.
2 good teams going at it. This is great hockey.
Shot from Vlasic and Bobrovsky to save. Braun, and that one hit Hayes. He felt it, spun around to try and get to it. Now it's underneath Tootin. Dug out, comes out front. Punched ahead by Vlasic to Hertl. Tomas Hertl trying to backdoor it for Hayes. Here's Vlasic. That deflects away. Poked by Shepherd, who's tripped. Play continues as Columbus goes through center. Anisimov to Skilly. Skilly across wants Letestu. He tries to move it ahead. Denied by Vlasic. Here's Hertl. End to end they go here. Some great action here in the second period. Big hit by Skelly as he hammers Shepard on the play. There'll be a penalty here. And now Shepard and Skelly exchanging punches down behind the goal line.
Well, from the Sharks standpoint, you want discipline right now because you're going on the power play. This in itself can slow the game down a little bit and give you a chance to get the momentum back.
We'll sort it all out. The Sharks and Blue Jackets in a great one here at SAP Center. It is an Authentic Fan Thursday here on Comcast Sportsnet California. There's the Authentic Fan section. And everybody got a goodie tonight, Jamie Baker.
Well, you get a goodie, it's like getting warm fuzzies, and another term for warm fuzzies is mittens and scarves. Tonight we got some scarves out here. I'm no Vanna White, but one whole section gets a nice Shark scarf. And wear these to the Earthquake games. Got a lot of scarves there.
Yeah, you can wear it to the Sharks outdoor game on February 21st at Levi Stadium against the LA Kings.
Exactly.
And a shout out to all our fans in the Authentic Fan section here on a Thursday. Jack Skelly's going to sit. He doesn't have a scarf. He's toweling off after that hit on James Shepard. He gets an interference deuce at the 11-minute mark here of the second period.
So if he did have a scarf, he would be?
I give up.
Scarfing off. Toweling off.
Okay. Here's Niemi on the Shark power play. They are 1 for 3. On the goal by Pavelski, who's out there now with Thornton and Couture. Brent Burns shot, and Bobrovsky checking his mask after that. Did that glance off him? Here's Couture, and he scoops one over the net. Pavelski quickly back up top, and Burns will operate from there to Marleau. Marleau, his shot, and that one went past the Columbus net. As Thornton helping out Pavelski, and they've got control again. To Burns. Back to Pavelski, facing the net. Gives for Marleau. Shot knocked down by Bobrovsky.
That is just terrific puck movement by the San Jose Sharks.
Nice attack as they went side to side quickly and got Marleau that quality opportunity. As Calvert wastes some time on the penalty kill. Now recovered and quickly moved back ahead by the Sharks, who are halfway through this power play. Up 2-1 at home here in the second period. Couture, Pavelski, Bobrovsky the save. And Fedor Tutin will work it out to center. Anisimov, he's got Letestu with him, and he scores! A short-handed goal by Mark Letestu ties the game.
Well, I don't know if Bobrovsky's going to get an assist, but he made 2 to 3 stellar saves on this power play, and he is dialed in right now. We're going to see, look at this save on Joe Pavelski. Bobrovsky all the way over. And then the Sharks on a bad change. And what a little saucer pass. And they just tap it home. Letestu, his first of the year. And just like that, it is 2-2. Sharks gave up a shorthanded goal last game in Boston, but they had an empty net. It counts as one. So this is the Sharks' second shorthanded goal of the year. This one has a lot more impact than the one at the end of the game last game against Boston.
Yeah, this one stings.
Yes, it does.
As the Sharks so dominated the first period, now in a span of around 4 minutes, the Blue Jackets have tied it back up. Letestu's first from Anisimov, shorthanded at 12-13.
That was a 3-on-2. Anisimov, he didn't realize there was a D coming late, wide open.
Sharks still on the power play. They can get it back here. As Hurdle comes off the boards, and his backhander not hard enough, knocked down, and now attacking again are the Blue Jackets, but Atkinson's knocked out of the way by Braun.
The second period has been a period of frustration for the Sharks.
Wingles, and his pass doesn't get through. Good sticks by Columbus. That time it was Johansson. Foligno pulls up, drops it back. It'll come out of the zone, but Skelly's out of the box. So not only do the Blue Jackets get the kill, they get the tying goal shorthanded. 1-1 now here in the second with 6:50 to go. Foligno rubbed down along the boards. Picked up by Hartnell. They've added an assist to Fedor Tyutin on that last goal. So it's Letestu from Anisimov and Tyutin. Puck cleared out by Desjardins, but Johansson, who got the first goal, gets it back into the zone, and wide is Foligno. Toe drag, but then he lost it. McGinn had it. He lost it. Johansson scores! It's 3-2 Columbus! Second goal of the period for Ryan Johansson, and the Sharks and this crowd are stunned.
And this is just battle. San Jose creating a turnover. Quick shot by Johansson. And Columbus with the momentum, and you can see it picking up over the course of this period. And then once Johansson got that first goal, they've been on their toes. They've got the Sharks on their heels. Sharks with a bad turnover. And they find themselves, believe it or not, trailing 3-2 with still 6 minutes left.
An unassisted goal from Ryan Johansson, his second of the period. It comes at 13:36, a minute 23 after Letestu had tied it. 3 goals in 5 minutes and 14 seconds for the Blue Jackets.
Randy, the book on the Columbus Blue Jackets is they won't go away. Talking to Jody Shelley, he said in 4 of the 5 games that they've played this year, he's talked to coaches on the opposing team after. They said that was the toughest game we've had. And we've seen it here in this second period.
Well, one of the edicts from John Davidson, their president, former NHL goaltending great, longtime television commentator with the New York Rangers, Davidson said, "We will not be outworked." That is the very core of the fabric of this Columbus team, and you can see it in the way they battled back in this game to now lead 3-2.
Well, as they build this team, he calls it brick by brick. You build the base, and boy, they've been as tough as bricks here in the second period.
Anisimov, who's had a hand in this comeback, setting up the shorthanded goal by Letestu. Hurdle, he'll keep it in. Hayes trying to get to it. Tyutin has possession, but Hurdle gets it back.
There's no frustration on the Sharks bench right now. I don't like the situation, but they're just focused on getting the next goal. They're still positive, which is a good sign.
Bobrovsky hangs on, and despite being outshot by more than a 2-1 margin, Columbus lead on the go with the official San Jose Sharks app, available now for iOS and Android phones and tablets. Get your news, video stats, schedule, roster, and more, and you can follow games live and keep up to date with the Sharks Twitter and Instagram feeds. Download it now by searching San Jose Sharks official mobile app on the App Store or on Google Play. And there is Ryan Johansson, who already early in his NHL career is putting up big numbers. This is his 9th career game against the Sharks. He's already scored 6 goals and 7 points in just 9 games against San Jose. Here's a tip in front. Wingels trying to redirect it home. And now a penalty coming up to Brent Burns as he came around and made contact with Calvert. Knocked him down, and Calvert shaken up.
Here's Brent Burns coming in.
Oh, it's that stick.
Yeah, just kind of swinging around. I mean, just that's an inadvertent high stick.
So Burns
like it. I don't even
gets 4. That one drew blood, as you see Calvert being attended to by the training staff. And it looks like he's got some broken teeth.
Some chiclets missing, off to the dentist. One of the things about being a hockey player is you're probably going to get your teeth knocked out at some point. I know I did. It's not fun. He draws 4 minutes.
So the double minor here, and the extended power play for Columbus. I call this critical moment time.
This is critical moment time.
Sorry if I took the words out of your mouth.
I wasn't going to say it as concise as you were.
3-2 Blue Jackets. They have a shorthanded goal in this game. They do not have a power play goal. Calvert's going to need a trip to the dentist, but it'll wait till after this game.
Yep, hockey player. You know, you got a couple of teeth knocked out, folks. I had mine knocked out. You go to the dentist tomorrow. There's always tomorrow for the dentist. the teeth long way from the heart.
Blue Jackets play in Anaheim tomorrow, so I'm guessing it'll be an Orange County dentist. They just sound more expensive. Here's Jack Johnson across the blue line to center ice. Columbus on a 4-minute power play, but his dump in went all the way up into the screen. So that's going to come back. 4:24 left here in the second period. And if there's been a trend of negativity for the Sharks so far this season, it's been from the first period on. They haven't been quite as good as they've been in the opening period. We mentioned earlier, in first periods, the Sharks have now outscored the opponent 10-1. But then it kind of flips for them. And we've seen that trend reoccur here with Columbus scoring all of their goals here in the middle period.
Well, the numbers are much worse in the third period where they're -6. They've scored 4, given up 10. But the momentum switch or swing in momentum starts in the second, usually in the latter half. We've seen it here tonight.
We certainly saw it in New York against the Rangers when the Sharks played well in the first period. Then they started to show fatigue. The Rangers got their legs and kind of took the hockey game over. Ended up winning 4-0. Blue Jackets just passing up top right now. Savard off on the wing for an Anisimov. Now down low. Skating it out is Wenberg. Anisimov trying to find somebody open at the front of the net. It's back to Savard. He'll back pass to Anisimov. His shot saved by Niemi. Rebound. Backhanded clear. Nice work by Hannon.
Yeah, nice job by Hannon to find that puck. He's behind him. Good job by the Sharks going from a box to kind of the pyramid.
Top unit. Top unit comes back on. Here's Wisniewski. To center, tracked by Marlowe. Drops for Foligno. And here's Johansson. Ryan Johansson stick handles around Hannon. Tries to score. Niemi the save. It's loose in front, and Antti Niemi dives on it. Now Hartnell jumped on. He didn't like it. He jumps right back up swinging. Scotty Hartnell got landed on in that pile and did not appreciate it. He may have drawn himself some penalty box time here. We shall see.
Bringing some of that feistiness from the black and orange. His 7 years with the Philadelphia Flyers. He played 517 games there. And over the last 7 years had 157 goals. And he loves being in Columbus. He loves what's going on. Loves where this team is headed. I don't think we're going to see any penalties.
Hartnell took a couple of extra whacks at Niemi there, and that got the attention of Scott Hannon, who put him down hard.
And that first chance started with Johansson. He did the same inside-out move, kind of just a little stutter step that he did on Braun when he scored the goal earlier in this period. So that'll be something that the San Jose Sharks coaching staff and defensemen will address at the end of the second period. If they didn't already know it, they are definitely going to talk about it.
22-year-old Ryan Johansson from Vancouver. And he's having a game. He's having a period.
Boy, he attacks the net. He can pass, but he scores too. He's a scorer.
Burrish off the backboards. And now Wisniewski, as they're into the second half of the double minor now. His pass across off the back skate of Hartnell. Burrish tries to clear. Cannot. Hartnell leaves it at the point. Johnson on the wing for Johansson. He's got Foligno at the goal line. He'll reverse for Johansson, who shot it through the crease.
Good positive bench from the Sharks. I think they sense this as an opportunity. If they can kill this 4 minutes as an opportunity to reestablish the momentum themselves.
Wisniewski on the entry. It's Foligno who falls, and it's cleared down again. That's Braun setting at the length of the ice.
And a good job by Braun, but also by Ringels in that back check.
Now at the line, Calvert to and Atkinson, and that one is saved by Niemi and cleared. Savard again, under a minute to go on the double minor. Letestu, drop pass, and that's cleared by Pavelski.
Good back check by Patty Marleau, tying up the forward for the Columbus Blue Jackets. No chance.
They're getting the zone, but they're not getting that grade A chance after that.
And mostly perimeter shots, Niemi has seen them. There's been no second opportunities in this power play. Good job by the Sharks in front of them on that.
Savard will step up, gets this to Calvert. Now Atkinson. Back to to Savard. There's a shot from well out. Niemi with the save, and then the rebound just out of the reach of Calvert, parked in front. Savard again gets it back from Eriksson. Here's Letestu in front. The pass intended for Atkinson, cleared down, and the Sharks have killed the 4-minute power play.
Wholesale changes on both benches. You have 10 fresh skaters, or 9 fresh skaters out here for the last 45 seconds of this second period.
5 shots on that 4-minute power play for the Blue Jackets. And all of a sudden, the shot clock reflecting the way this game has turned here in the second period. 24-17, the shots in favor of the Sharks. Here's a break for Columbus. Pass across for Skilly. And Hannon knocks him off the puck as Joe Thornton has it. He'll play it ahead. Nieto crossing center. 15 to go as Matt Nieto takes a shot. Gloved by Bobrovsky. Gave it right back to Nieto. Thornton has a look. Coming in is Burns, and it's blocked. Drops at the goal crease. Hurdle trying to get after it. Anisimov has it for Columbus. He'll tie it up on the boards, and that'll do it for the second period. And it is a second period that was dominated by Ryan Johansson and the Columbus Blue Jackets as they score 3 unanswered goals and have the lead. After 2, Blue Jackets 3, the Sharks 2. Brody Brazil and Curtis Brown standing by in our Ram Intermission studio. They'll look around the NHL on this Thursday night, and then Banks and I are back with second period highlight.
Sharks Hockey on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by the Dodge Dart. Spirited performance awaits your every drive. Go to Dodge.com or visit your local dealer to schedule a test drive today. By El Camino Hospital, personalized care and exceptional expertise from your local leader. By Toyota, proud sponsor of the San Jose Sharks. Let's go places. By RGP, custom solutions, measurable results, consulting from the inside out. And by Jack in the Box. Satisfy your late night cravings at Jack in the Box with Jack's new Chicken Tater Melt Munchie Meal.
We are back live at SAP Center as the Sharks will have to come back here in the third. Let's go to Jamie Baker. He's with assistant coach Jim Johnson.
Well, Ryan Johansson's becoming a bit of a riddle. What do you guys have to do to contain him tonight?
Well, number one, we can't turn the puck over inside our zone. We got to make good plays and make sure that puck gets outside of our zone. He's a skilled player. We got to do the right things with the puck, Jamie. When we can do the right things with the puck, we'll be attacking the other end. That's where we need to play here in the third.
What changes do you want to make going into the third from the second period?
Well, obviously we want to regain this lead right away, but we got to take care of our own end, especially on our turnovers in our zone. But we've got to attack the offensive zone and get the puck down low on them.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Assistant coach Jim Johnson, we thank him for joining us. We're glad you're along on this Authentic Fan Thursday. Here's the goal differential we talked about earlier. The Sharks have been tremendous in the first period. They are a +9 in the first period. Columbus, by comparison, a -1. And then things change. Sharks are -1 in the second periods combined this year. And in the third, a -6 combined. Columbus, obviously, the second period has been their strongest this year. And we saw right there, 2 from Johansson, the shorty by Letestu. And now the Sharks are going to have to play catch-up at home to try and avoid a 3-game losing streak.
Well, this is an opportunity for San Jose, who were leading Boston last game 3-2 at the end of 2 and ended up losing, for them to do the same thing to Columbus. Get a come-from-behind third-period win.
Speaking of Boston, they lost at home tonight to the New York Islanders, and they also lost defenseman Zdeno Chara with a knee injury, and they're estimating that Chara will be gone from the Bruins lineup for 4 to 6 weeks.
That is a big loss for the Boston Bruins.
Here it's 3-2 Columbus. 10 seconds into period 3 as the Sharks start this very brief 2-game homestand with Buffalo here at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Great chance to bring the kids to an NHL game. So difficult sometimes at night, especially during the week. Saturday's your chance, 1 o'clock. Sharks and the Sabres. Here's Johansson, the shot, saved by Niemi. And Justin Braun gets it back now for the Sharks. On the attack is Tommy Wingle. Puck drops for him, then he kicks it into the corner. Goes shoulder to shoulder with Jack Johnson. Puck On the stick of Couture. Now Marleau trying to get it away from Savard. And Foligno will play it up and ahead for Johansson. He'll put on the brakes, flip it ahead for Johnson, and then turn back for the Columbus bench as the Blue Jackets change on the fly. Good work by Skilly. Here's a shot by Letestu, and the Emmy the save as the Sharks guilty of watching and not getting that puck cleared, and the Blue Jackets jump right on it.
Well, just prior to the watching was a lost battle in the corner. And you see San Jose got a couple of guys down low, but they don't come out of the corner with the puck. It's a good save by Niemi. Well, it's an opportunity for the Sharks. The challenge is Columbus hasn't played since Saturday. The Sharks have played 2 games since then and flown across country, arriving at 2 a.m., which is the equivalent of 5 a.m. when you've been on the East Coast for 8 days. So fatigue could be a factor here in the third period. We're going to find out. Got to overcome it, though.
Having said that, Todd McLellan has been very cautious in the way he's worked his team on that road trip. They had 2 separate practices that McLellan opted to cancel for various reasons, and I think you could really see the fatigue set in that game at Madison Square Garden last Sunday. So McLellan is doing his best to massage his team's fitness through this tough part of the schedule.
Toughest part of the year right now.
Skilly going for that top corner glove hand, but he missed.
They have to make adjustments in meetings and using video. It's tough to practice the day after back-to-back games or after traveling all day. East Coast for the West Coast.
Well, for example, they will practice tomorrow, but then Saturday is a day game, 1 o'clock Buffalo. Then back-to-back as Bobrovsky stops the Thornton shot. Thornton again behind the net. Back to Pavelski. Scores! Joe Pavelski! He's got 2, and the Sharks tie it up.
Scored 41 goals last year. A lot of them were down tight, close to the blue paint. We're going to see San Jose get possession, and you can see Pavelski just find that soft spot. He rolled out of the corner. Good job by Thornton catching the puck off his skate. Pavelski positions him stick in front of his body, and that allows him to release the puck. Calvert couldn't get to him, but great job by Thornton using his skate to catch the puck. What a release by Pavelski after positioning himself perfectly. Good start to the third. Sharks time 3-3.
Jim Johnson, assistant coach, said it. We want to get it right away, and they did.
Yes, he did.
And now Hannon, ridden to the corner, boards by Atkinson. Pavelski's goal is his 2nd tonight, 4th of the year from Thornton at 2:05. Hannon launching one that's blocked. Back comes Calvert for Columbus. Calvert trying to get it to the net. He had help in front too, with Wenberg parked at the side. And Adam Burish, who scored the first goal of this game, plays it in. Desjardins, good job on the forecheck. Now he's got a chance to recover the puck. Lets it go to the corner. Here's Vlasic. He'll load up, shoot, deflected. McGinn, shot, saved by Bobrovsky.
That save of the game at the end of the second period. Certainly looking like it right now by Anthony Emmy, and the Sharks were killing that penalty.
Great play by Vlasic to get it out of the corner and start a rush.
The crowd's into it right now. Good energy, SAP Center.
Johnson on the wing. It is Chaput, and they're offside.
Well, I talked about it at the end of the second, Randy. I'm down here in between the glass, right on at the end of the Sharks bench. And they were positive, even though they were down 3-2 at the time, and they had a 4-minute penalty kill. This bench here stayed positive, the coaches and all the players, and it's paid off. And that's experience, and that's confidence, and we've seen it. We talk about trying to find your identity. Well, sometimes you're going to find it when you handle adversity, and so far they've handled it pretty well here early in the third. Still lots of hockey left.
And Todd McLellan talked about the Sharks' identity, and have they started to find it? He feels they have. Foligno. Nice work down low by Nick Foligno. And we'll send it around to Savard at the right point. He delays and shoots it off the pads of Wingels to center.
A little wince of pain by Wingels, but paid the price for his team. Ice bag hockey.
Hartnell leaves it for Johansson at the point. Top line on here for Columbus. Burns gets hold of it to Uriah Hayes. Hayes down the wing. Here's Hayes to the net with the shot. Stopped by Bobrovsky. Rebounds off the backboards. Hayes with it again in the corner. Trying to reach the point where Hannon was parked, but Foligno catches up to it. He'll dump it in and peel off on a chain.
A sense of urgency out here for both teams.
Jason Demers to Uriah Hayes. Hayes on his backhand now. Wanted Demers heading for the net. Hurdle lost the battle on the boards. Just lost the puck. Here's Calvert on man attack. Shot, save, rebound, save. Niemi with 2 clutch stops. Giants World Series coverage is on Comcast Sportsnet. Pre-game coverage 1 hour before every game, and then post-game coverage right after the final out, featuring the only place to see Kruk and Kuip on TV. The Giants' October quest continues only on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
It'll be a crazy weekend up in San Francisco. Games 3, 4, and 5 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
We'll have
for everybody, but I'm all go Giants.
Great sports weekend.
Yeah.
Sharks and Giants on both Saturday and Sunday. This is James Wisniewski settling the bouncing puck. As the Blue Jackets have come from behind to lead and now have that lead disappear once more as Anisimov shot is saved by Niemi. Joe Thornton, who picked up his 6th assist of the season on that goal by Pavelski. Braun can't catch it. Here's Skilling. Braun trying to keep him wide. It's taken by Letestu, saved by Niemi. Rebound alive in front of the San Jose net. Punched out to Matt Nieto, and he'll chip it off the glass. This is going to be icing, though, against the Sharks.
Columbus takes the opportunity to get some fresh bodies out there. Knowing that this is an icing, we take a look at Joe Thornton. His assist parade continues after that nice pass to Joe Pavelski, and these guys are talking. You can see them communicating. They want to change at some. They want to basically win the face-off, clear the zone. Short change in the third period from the D zone.
Nice win by Burish over Johansson. Now the Sharks need a clear to get a line change after that icing. Vlasic gonna get that clear. Drops just perfectly.
Nice clear there by Vlasic.
Johansson trying to steer it in for Hartnell. Natterman now. Brent Burns. Quick pass off the stick of Couture. Bobrovsky trying to set it up for the D. And Golovev does get it across. Burns a shot. And Couture goes down in the slot as Wingles has it in the corner. Tommy Wingles back for Brent Burns. That one's blocked by Hartnell, and it goes off his skate up out of play, and that one stung. The big Pavelski, 2 tonight. We're all tied at 3. So Pavelski tying this game up with his 2nd of the contest, and this will be our ram shot of the game, Jamie.
Ram shot of the game, and Matt Nieto in front creating a distraction and a screen. Great shot, great screen, great pass, 3-3.
29-22 the shots in favor of the Sharks, and now this face-off coming in the Columbus zone as you look at the Prism net cam behind Antti Niemi. Great view of the way the goaltender sees it as he gets a moment to just stretch out and stay warm. Gonna be another icing here, and back it'll come.
Pavelski's been hot coming into tonight. He had a goal and 3 assists, 4 points in his last 3 games. Leads the team at 61.1% on the face-off circle. Averages over 20 minutes a game. That's because there's been quite a bit of power play time. But
Thornton with the long reach, and he's got it away in the neutral zone. Takes a shot, comes off the boards, hits the outside of the back of the net. Pavelski whips it to the goal. Bobrovsky feels it, stops it, and covers for a face-off. And right now, the Sharks pushing the pace here in the 3rd period.
yeah, there's some good momentum swings in this game. Take a look at Joe Pavelski, and there's pucks in the neutral zone. We're going to watch Joe Thornton. Watch him reach with his stick. reaches out, that gets the puck over the blue line. That allows Nieto to do a center lane drive, backs up the D, and you get a shot. Randy, you called it. He's got great reach, and he used it to his advantage.
Anisimov, former New York Ranger.
Look at that Nash trade.
Pretty good trade for both teams, the way it's worked out the past couple of years, and especially the way that Rick Nash has started his season with New York. Of course, they got to the Stanley Cup last year.
Columbus got the depth they wanted. Their winning percentage with Rick Nash over 9 seasons was .456, and it's been .570 since then. They're 70, 51, and 14 in the 2 seasons without Rick Nash.
Initially the player that they intended to build the franchise around, but doesn't always work out that way. They've got a great core of young players now, as you said, the youngest team in the NHL, and they're injured right now as well. They've got the goaltending, and they've got a star player in Ryan Johansson. We've seen it here tonight. And Marleau just went offside there as Tommy Wingels had that one extra move.
And that goes back, I was showing the clip there of Joe Thornton. You got to get the puck over the blue line first, and then allow the player with speed to drive through the 2 defensemen, back them up, and that creates time and space. But it is all timing. These guys are moving so fast down here. It's amazing.
2. And that'll be icing. And the last few minutes have kind of been winding down like the last minute of a college hoop game. Well, S.J. Sharkey is ready for Halloween this year with the Sharks Foundation Halloween-themed mystery pucks. Each puck signed by a member of the Sharks team this year. They'll be available here in the arena for $20 each on Thursday the 23rd. That would be tonight. And on Saturday at 1. 3-3 here in the 3rd, under a dozen minutes to go in regulation.
We expected a close game, a hard-fought game, and it's exactly what we're watching.
Foligno. Johansson on with Foligno and Hartnell, the top line for the Blue Jackets. A giveaway, Couture! Score! Logan Couture! And the Sharks take the lead again.
Watch the gap control against the top line. Braun, Vlasic, they create the turnover, and from there, Logan Couture goes in. Another turnover. A miscue by the Blue Jackets. Stick on the ice. Couture, quick release with this defender right on him, and he gives the Sharks a 4-3 lead. Logan Couture, 3 goals, 2 assists. In his last 3 games, add to the total 4 goals in his last 4 games. But it starts with great gap control by both Braun and Vlasic.
Cody Golombek is going to be shaking his head over that mistake. He put it right on the stick of one of the Sharks' top scorers, and Couture gives the Sharks the lead again in this back and forth contest here at SAP Center, and there's still lots of hockey left. Unassisted for Couture, his 4th of the year at 8:23. Now Burns. Wanted Shepard, and a big hit by Uriah Hayes on Jared Bull, who's still spinning like a dizzy top. And the Blue Jackets send it all the way down for an icing. Uriah Hayes steps up in the neutral zone and lowers the boom on Jared Stoll after Couture gave the Sharks the lead. This will be our Ford Wright choice, Jamie.
Logan Couture gets the turnover, goes far side down low. Bobrovsky, he was a little deeper in his crease than he maybe wanted to be. I don't think he expected the turnover there. Bit of a gift wrap pass right onto Couture's stick, but he still had to polish it up and have some finish, and he did so.
A wild one here in downtown San Jose on this Thursday night on our Authentic Fan Thursday, and we're glad you're along here on Comcast Sportsnet California. Early in the year, but great action here. Eriksson behind the net wants Atkinson, stolen by Demers. Now Matt Nieto trying to set the table. Burke Pavelski knocked away. Scott Hannon. A hard pass to Nieto with speed down the wing. Puts on the brakes, trying to shake off Wisniewski to Pavelski. Sharks on a change. Jumping into the gap. Braun shot, and that trickled just wide. Wisniewski, the spinorama move, leaves it there. And it's played ahead by Chaput. Dumped into the zone. A race, and Braun's got the step for the icing call.
That's just the pure speed of Braun. Well, I have a blog getting posted tomorrow morning on sjsharks.com. You wrote one last week about the unpredictability of hockey, and it's your favorite part of what you do. And mine is on the word interesting. The two facets of interesting are the NHL this year. There's been so many close games, the parity in the NHL, a lot of comebacks. And this San Jose Sharks team, I mean, they are interesting to watch. Let me tell you, this is a great story. You just don't know what's going to happen from one game to the next, from one period to the next.
Here's Desjardins with a nice play on the near boards. Grabbed by Skilly. And down goes Desjardins. Puck underneath him. Calvert trying to dig it out. Desjardins trying to play it. Well, he's on his keister. Now he gets up. And Burrish ties it up. And another face-off in the Columbus zone, and there have been a lot of them here in this third period. We'll step aside as Logan Couture has given the Sharks the lead here in the third period. We've got a special daytime edition of a Saturday night on ice this Saturday afternoon as the Sharks host the Buffalo Sabres. Pre-game live at 12:30, the game at 1. Watch each week for a chance to win a different Collector's Edition poster. Be with us this Saturday, Sharks and Sabres.
Sabres were in Anaheim last night, and it'll be our only look at that franchise that's trying to turn things around. Tim Murray and group, they're going young.
A shot by Letestu and over the glove of Niemi. Here's Anisimov back for Fedor Tutin. Penalty coming up to San Jose. Delayed call. Niemi a save. Rebound. Loose puck at the side of the net. Skilly trying to wrap it home. Now it's controlled by Hurdle. We'll get the penalty call against the Sharks.
Well, the Sharks got running around in their own zone when Letestu, product of Western Michigan back in 06-07, came down the right side, missed the net. The Sharks never really tracked and got organized. In 88, Brent Burns back to the penalty box for the second time tonight. And that, it was the second hook. I was gonna, that first one I was like, but the second one, get your stick in there. You kind of spun off that infamous butt check. He lost body position in there, and that's one of the things. He went in for the big hit, and in that position, he probably wanted to stop. You need to box out the other team. You need to be between him and the net. He lost position, and because of it, he ended up taking a hooking penalty.
Fifth power play of the game for Columbus. They had that 4-minute version as Niemi makes the stop. Big rebound, and kept alive by Johansson to Johnson. To Johansson, and across Wisniewski. Back up for Jack Johnson, the defenseman, with the left shot. Johansson, 2 goals tonight. Gets it back. Johnson trying to find an opening for a shot. Gives for Wisniewski. At the front of the goal crease, they score! Nick Foligno, and it's 4-4, a power play goal for Columbus.
Well, Foligno was tied for the points lead from a power play standpoint with 3 with Johansson. They were all assists. He gets his first power play goal of the year. As Columbus, they're just jamming guys, 2 guys in front of the net. And Foligno he just kind of jabbed at it and put it home on the open side. They went into an umbrella, Columbus did, 3 up high, 2 right in front. They didn't have it in layers. They were 2 guys right on the doorstep. And in this situation, it worked out. It's his 3rd goal of the year, his first power play goal, and it's 4-4.
So Columbus has 2 special team goals in this game. 1 power play there you just saw from Foligno. And the earlier shorthanded goal Scored by Letestu. Sharks have a power play goal of their own. And we're back to a tie game with 8:10 to go here in the third. There's a shot, and Bobrovsky got a piece of it. Thornton dishing back to Irwin. Now Burns. Tip. Bobrovsky save. Rebound. And Bobrovsky robs Thornton. Sharks all over it on that shift. Foligno's goal is third from Hartnell and Wisniewski on the power play at 11:40. Couture on the entry. To the net. Bouncing around with Wingels screening. And Marleau lets it go back for Tommy Wingels. He's watched by Fedor Tutin. Wingels gets it to Couture. Now back for Vlasic. He'll rim it hard around. Braun will jump in to keep it alive. Calvert, a good stick on the boards, but the Sharks have it. Wingels battles Calvert again, and Calvert able to force it out. (34-26) the shots in favor of the Sharks. 7 minutes remain. And Johansson digs it out, now losing it momentarily to Marleau. Vlasic across the front of the goal mount. And played ahead by Hartnell to center for Ryan Johansson. Johansson, and they're offside. There's also a penalty.
Going to be a high stick on Foligno. He and Vlasic got tied up at the blue line. His stick kind of clipped Vlasic in the face. Oh, now Hartnell is.
71 high stick.
Hartnell seems to be claiming he got slashed too.
You can see it at the near blue line. There it is right there. You can see Foligno's stick kind of get in the neck or chin area of Vlasic, and Sharks go back on the power play. Wingels came in after Hartnell went over and had some words with Vlasic. Wingels came right in there, which I love to see. You got to stick up for each other.
You got to stick up after the stick up. High sticking to Foligno at 13:15. So, we thought we'd had critical moment time. Here's another one. Sharks have a power play goal tonight from Joe Pavelski back in the first period. And here is Pavelski against Artem Anisimov. Couture getting it down in the corner. The pressure from Wisniewski, and Thornton's pass is going to bounce through to Pavelski, and he can't get it away. Here's Letestu. Ahead, Anisimov, and it's swept clear by Couture.
What a back check by Couture.
And how about those two? Anisimov and Letestu, they combined on the earlier shorthanded goal. What a threat they were there, too. Burns gets the puck back, and he wanted Thornton, but it ricocheted away.
This is one aggressive penalty kill. Columbus with one shorthanded goal tonight. Had a couple other good chances.
Well, Calvert just went for the steal there on Thornton. Marleau sets, gives for Thornton behind the line. Back to Wingels, and he pulls the trigger, but Calvert had his stick. It trickles to Bobrovsky.
Tommy Wingels getting a little PP time. And you see Wingels going to the front of the net, and that's what he does. Then he comes into a soft spot. That was a nice job by Calvert, collapsing down low. That's one of those instances, and I'm not sure Wingels could have done anything about it, but you try and get your stick and your hands out in front of you, and in that case, if you're a right shot, use your right leg to try and box out the stick of the opponent. And he had to kind of reach for the pass and not allow Calvert to get his stick in there.
Power play unit number 2 on the ice for the Sharks, as it's gunned in by Braun, and that took a bad bounce, went out of play, and it'll come outside the zone for a face-off. 56 seconds left in Foligno's penalty.
And not enough time for between whistles here for Todd McLellan to put his top unit out. Well, yes, I was wrong. Just enough delay. He's like, get them back out there. They're a little tired, but you got some good hockey players.
Some great back and forth in this one. The Sharks had a 2-0 lead. Then Columbus took a 3-2 lead. Then the Sharks took a 4-3 lead. Whoever leads next has a good shot to win it with 5.5 to go.
Well, the way it should be, Randy, you talked about critical moments. If you keep having critical moments, you're giving yourself a chance to win. And both teams have been doing that tonight. Both teams not giving up, coming back. 3 lead changes.
And you got to think for the Sharks in the back of their mind is the double minor they had late in the Boston game that would have given them a chance to come back, and they came up empty. Now trying to get a big goal here. Thornton, feet wide, behind the net. Sends it to Couture, and Logan can't keep it in. Back to Burns. Good quick re-entry. And he's pressured by Tootin. To Thornton. Joe, look, shoots. Bobrovsky the save. And he squeezes it tight up against his body for no rebound.
I like that play by Thornton. Coming across as a left-handed shot. Comes across the boards. Supports on the strong side. You get into that slot area, why not? Take a shot. Bobrovsky's lateral movement all night. Prism net cam, showing him getting out, getting square to the shooter, making a good save, no rebound. I like that though. That's where you shoot from. If you don't score, there's a good chance there's a rebound. You get second or third opportunities.
Nice job in the face-off circle, but now trouble going back the other way. Here's Calvert. Once, Chaput, and that's broken up. Actually, that was Johansson. Now back comes Shepard for the Sharks. Shot steered away as the power play is over. Chaput to Foligno. Niemi, that one bobbled a little hard off his save. Now the Sharks control it. Vlasic for Hertl. Can't make contact with the puck. Hartnell. Foligno. He'll bust across the line. Nick Foligno. And Niemi with the blocker stop. Hartnell first after the loose puck to Johansson. This is Jack Johnson. Tipped in front by Hartnell. Foligno comes out of the corner. Sends it ahead. Punched out. McGinn turns. Feeds it for Desjardins. Desjardins across to Burris. Adam Burris. Taken on Wisniewski. Sends it to the net. Swept aside by Bobrovsky. As McGinn gets it back to Demers. He launches one that's wide. Hannon back behind the net for Burris. Intercepted by Wisniewski. McGinn at the side of the net. Now Anisimov. He'll give it to Wisniewski. Lets it go through to Tootin. We're down to just over 3.5 minutes left in a 4-4 tie. Calvert chipping it at center. Atkinson after it. Hannon with it safely to Jason Demers. He plays it to Pavelski. And Nieto trying that backhand pass up the wing. Broken up. He had Thornton open. Anisimov run into by Demers.
Get to that point of the game where you want to try and make plays, but you don't want to turn the puck over. It becomes precarious.
Here's Anisimov with a backhander. That's high off the glass behind the Niemi. Matt Calvert. Johnson will play it off the boards. Releasing is Atkinson. And that one goes up and out of play for a stoppage with 2:43 left in the third. All tied up at SAP Center. SAP Center, time for our Toyota game summary. Sharks had a 2-0 lead after the first period. Then Columbus came back. Brian Johansson. Then, shorthanded, Mark Letestu. Then Johansson again, his second of the period. 3-2 Columbus. Sharks come back. Pavelski, his second of the game. Then Logan Couture, and the Sharks had the lead until moments ago. Nick Foligno on the power play. Tied it up again. A tremendous up and down, back and forth game. 8 goals, power plays, shorthanded. Great individual efforts. Just about everything you want. Unless if you're a Sharks fan, a Sharks win. And that's still a possibility with 2:43 left to go here in the third.
Well, you got your entertainment dollars worth tonight, that's for sure. This is great, great hockey to watch.
Off the backboards and handled by Matt Irwin. Thornton gets it out. Now Burns trying to shoot the gap and get it to Burris. He does. The return pass, though, gets away to Jack Johnson. Steered into the zone. Irwin gives it right back to Letestu. Broke it up through center. And Burris dumps it in. Again, Jack Johnson there to deny anything else. Johansson back on the ice with his line mates, Foligno, and soon to be joined, one would think, by the other part of that group, Scott Hartnell. Yes, Cracknell goes off the ice. Hartnell jumps on.
Johansson, he has a presence out there on the ice. 6'3", 233 pounds. Hockey sense, hands, great passer.
1:50 left in regulation. Reminder to stay tuned for Esurance Sharks postgame live. Brody Brazil and Curtis Brown, they're in our studio. Brett Hedican will join in live from here at SAP Center as well with his perspective right after the game.
Coaches on both benches are tracking each other to see, maybe get a tip off of who's going back out there. Now they get back into the last 2 minutes. Could Todd Richards throw his top line out there?
And that hard rim pass deflects out of play again. So we'll have another puck drop in the San Jose zone.
Todd Richards, record of 77, 71, 16 with Minnesota. 85, 77, 16 with the Columbus Blue Jackets. He was an assistant coach here in San Jose back in 08-09.
We saw Craig Hartsburg there, one of his associate coaches. Another one is Brad Larson, who played under Todd McClellan with the Swift Current Broncos back in the day in the WHL. Here's Hartnell. He's forced wide by Braun. Couture wants Vlasic. Jackets get it to the net, and Niemi makes the save. Wraparound bid there by Hartnell, denied by Braun, who fell. Here's a shot, they score! It's Johansson for the hat trick, but they're waving it off. The low referee says no goal.
Johansson can't believe it. That would have been a goal-ahead goal for one, and a hat trick for two.
Ian Watson, or Walsh rather, was the referee, vigorously waving off that goal.
I think they're going to be calling, I'm assuming it's going to be goalie interference. A lot of commotion at the top of the crease, and the referees and linesmen are talking about it. You can see Vlasic in front, trying to tie up Foligno. Thornton's on top of Niemi, and they wave it off right away. There's a good look of just all the bodies, and not sure what Thornton kind of fell. I'm not sure what Foligno did. He looked, Thornton looked at the referee right away.
We got a call on the ice here, I believe. Once the official finishes talking to Wisniewski. See if we get some sort of an announcement. Here we go.
There's no goal in the play due to incidental contact in the crease.
So they wave it off. Incidental contact in the crease, and I'm assuming that contact was Foligno on Niemi.
One of the things the NHL's doing this year, one of the mandates for the referees, is not to always watch the puck when it's in the offensive zone, but to watch for goalie interference or interference in the crease area. That's something they talked about over the summer. Todd Richards wants a more thorough explanation. Of course he's not going to be happy, and no coach is going to be happy in this situation. If it was role reversal, Todd McClellan and Sharks fans aren't going to be happy. You think you score a goal with 1:20 left in the game, and it gets called back, you're not going to like it. Sharks fans, satisfied.
Now Irwin, and kept in Columbus. Tootin plays it off the backboard, right up the middle. A desperation clear by Burns. Another shot wide. And Thornton looking to get it out, and with help from Pavelski they do. But it's chopped right back in again by Columbus. Anisimov, a steal on the far boards, but Shepard using his strength to get it away. Now Jack Johnson turns, watched by Shepard in on the forecheck. Flips it over to Hartnell. As we come up on half a minute left. Good stick there by Shepard. Played back in. Here's Scott Hartnell to Foligno. Classic. Then the shot from the point, they score, and it's tipped in by Hartnell, I believe. And this one will count with 20.7 seconds to go.
Well, David Martin, David Savard, the defenseman, he was the Canadian Hockey League Defenseman of the Year back in 09-010 with Moncton, and he makes the play. It's a point shot that's redirected. And you can see Niemi on the net cam. He comes out just to lose him. There's the shot from the point.
That's going to be Letestu. Mark Letestu, right in front. He scored the shorthanded goal earlier, and he'll get the go-ahead goal with 20.7 left to go.
But that is a perfectly placed point shot from David Savard. Heads-up play. He's only 23 years old. Letestu with 2 huge goals here tonight.
19:39, time of Letestu's goal from Savard and Foligno.
And the Sharks have to regroup very quickly, put a quick plan of attack. Niemi's probably going to be pulled for that 6th attacker.
Nick Foligno's name is all over the score sheet. That's his 3rd point, and he had a big goal to tie it. Got the 2nd assist on that last goal. And now the Sharks need a miracle here. They've got to score with just over 20 seconds left. From the face-off, of course, the net empty as Pavelski hustles back. He'll get to center. Foligno right on him. Puck comes out. And the Sharks just get onside. 5 seconds to go, but they don't have the puck. Blue Jackets kill it in the corner. The game is over, and the Sharks lose a heartbreaker here on a late goal by Mark Letestu, and the Blue Jackets start their trek into the California Triangle with a win here at SAP Center.
Yeah, the gauntlet known as San Jose, Anaheim, and LA. Those teams combined 81-29-13 last year, and Columbus was prepared for it. And give them credit, they never gave up. They were trailing 2-0 at the end of the first period. They kept coming back. And you have to say the 2nd and 3rd period woes of the Sharks continue tonight as they lose for the 3rd straight game.
The final score from here in San Jose, Columbus 5, the Sharks 4.